highlights. 19-year-old Cooper Flagg. He scored 51 points on Friday night and then followed it up with 45 points in a win over LeBron James and the Lakers last night. It was Flagg's fourth career 40-point game, which breaks a tie with LeBron James for the most by a teenager in NBA history. And let's check out some other ridiculous numbers here, if we can, okay? The kind of company that Cooper Flagg is now keeping. He has scored 96 points over his last two games. That joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only rookies ever to have 95 or more points in a two-game span. Let's keep going. Sunday was the second straight 40-point game for Flagg, the only other rookie in the last 50 seasons with consecutive 40-point games was Allen Iverson. And Flagg now has three 45-point games this year. He is the sixth rookie in NBA history with three or more 45-point games. The last one was Michael Jordan. The five previous all ended up in the Hall of Fame and, by the way, all won Rookie of the Year. There's been a lot of question whether or not he's going to win that. Tim McMahon and Iman Shumpert are up talking basketball with us this morning. Let me start with that, Tim. Cooper Flagg was not the favorite to win Rookie of the Year, and then he just had a weekend for the ages. What does that mean?
Well, he flipped the odds, and he's battling his Duke roommate, Colin Knippel, for this award. Knippel's had a historic year himself, shattering the rookie record for made threes, leading the league in three-pointers made. A major contributor to a Charlotte Hornets team that's had this massive midseason turnaround. Cooper Flagg doesn't have the winning, but man, has this kid put himself in historical company. You put the company up for this weekend, but season long, I mean, the numbers he's putting up, the only teenagers who have had this kind of production as rookies, one was in the building last night, LeBron James. The other was on a flight back to Europe, Luka Doncic. What Cooper Flagg is doing as a 19-year-old kid is absolutely historic. What he's doing as a rookie is historic, and he has zoomed to the front of the Rookie of the Year race again, which he needed a hell of a weekend to do it, and he came up with one.
And you mentioned Luka, and that is the player with whom Cooper will always be grouped, even though he didn't have anything to do with it, but we all understand the reasons and the history there. Iman Shumpert, as you watch Cooper Flagg play right now, what are you most impressed by? What is this kid showing you?
I think that what I'm most impressed by is the way he picks his spots. I think Cooper Flagg came into this league just trying to figure it out. A lot of times it was sporadic on, where he was going on the court, how he would manufacture points. And I think now he's starting to pick spots. He's starting to stop early and get to his spots. And when you start doing stuff like that, you start playing with the shot fake. You start making your teammates aware of how you want to score. It also makes the referees aware of how you score the ball. And when you score it at such a high clip, the way Cooper Flagg is doing, I can only think that this guy is carving his way into being able to get an actual whistle in this league. So though the Mavs are tanking right now, and I know it's not a lot of winning going on, there are small wins that Cooper Flagg can go sort of stack up in his resume and say, hey, man, when I come back next year, you guys know who I am. You know what I have to do. Once we add a little bit more to help in the fight, I think that Cooper Flagg's going to be in good standings.
So the Mavs right now are tanking, to your point. The Lakers, until the end of last week, were sort of riding high. Tim, it's sort of a provocative question, but as I mentioned, Flagg and Luka will always be sort of viewed in opposition to one another for obvious reasons. Right now, who feels in better shape long term, the Mavericks with Cooper Flagg or the Lakers with Luka?
It is a provocative question. It's also a conversation that I have had with people in Dallas, over the last couple of months. And look, the Mavericks are a 25-win team. The Lakers are a 50-win team. It's hard for me to say that the Mavericks are in better shape. And also, let's just be clear. The Mavericks fell bass-ackwards into getting Cooper Flagg. This was not part of the plan when they made a win-now trade, dumping Luka Doncic months off of a finals appearance. Now, having said that, this is the gift of a second chance to build around a prodigy after punting on one. There are challenges because of what the Mavericks did to successfully build a contender around Luka. They have their pick this year. It's the last year they control their own pick until 2031. The Lakers actually are positioned to have significant cap space this summer. So I think you would say probably the Lakers, but let's see what happens this summer. Let's see where the Mavericks land in the lottery, who they land in the lottery, and what the Lakers are actually able to do with that cap space. Huge, huge summers for both franchises.
All right, we'll keep it close. Here's what LeBron had to say last night.
we knew we it was a shot to the heart, obviously, and to the chest and to the mainframe with Luka, understanding that, AR, he's kind of dealing with the pain. We seen OKC, whatever the case may be, and we knew he was going to get an MRI. But I woke up from my nap yesterday and then saw that news. I was like, that was literally my tone.
Fairly easy to understand. I think basketball fans felt that way everywhere. The Lakers go from the highest of highs, a brilliant March that got us dreaming, to the lowest of lows where they've lost 2/3 of their big three. And so where does that leave them, Iman Shumpert? Where are the Lakers as they go forward into this postseason for the moment and probably for the foreseeable future without Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves?
I don't think you expect to do too much unless you can do what they were talking about and extend this series into the late parts of the first round. The late games of the first round. You got to hope to try and get one of those guys back, if not both. But it was actually a little bit. I saw a little bit of sunshine last night. I don't know about everybody else. I saw 5 Lakers starters in double digits. I saw LeBron James responsible for 60 plus points. The same way Luka went out there and got his 60-point game. I see LeBron go out there. It's 60 points in a different way, but he still showed you I can control a basketball game. If I can get my guys with me and we can make sure we hang our hat on the defensive end, we make sure that we don't go out there and give out too many second chance points and we can get out on the break. I can slow it down with a couple minutes to go, make all the decisions, and we can come out of here with some wins. So give the Lakers some credit in knowing that if LeBron James can continue to get the rest that he needs in between games, I think that he can march them as long as they need to survive to get one of those guys back.
Well, they have the very short-term battle here, right, Tim, which is playoff positioning. They have 4 or 5 games left here to figure out, are they going to be the 3, are they going to be the 4? Because they could fall all the way to the 5. Everyone is very tightly bunched up, which will determine who you play in the first round, which will then determine whatever it is they can do, as Shump says, try and extend it out so that maybe they get Luka back. What are the right things to say about the Lakers after a brutal weekend, Tim?
I need to borrow Shump shades because I saw a Lakers team that fell down by 22 points in the first half to a Dallas squad that had won 5 games since the All-Star break. So, and listen, they missed Luka Doncic. They missed March Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month nominee Luka Doncic. They couldn't stop anybody, which that's the shocking part, is just how badly the Lakers look defensively without 2 guys who are offense-first stars. But look, man, there's a lot on LeBron's shoulders. Absolutely spectacular last night, but can he play in the high 30s, 40 minutes a night, carrying that kind of offensive burden? And I don't know that they're going to be able to get Luka or Austin Reeves back during the first round. Talking to folks with the Lakers last night at the arena, they kind of had the mindset of they needed to extend their season to the second round of the playoffs to have a chance for those guys to come back.
Yeah, that first round, the games get spread out, so maybe you get a chance with a little extra rest. We'll have to wait and see. Luka's going overseas to try and get some help. Guys, stay close by. We have much more NBA as we continue. But, of course, a champion crowned. Yes.